a very powerful shadow called humiliation, more commonly referred to nowadays as humiliation ritual. A lot of us like to be humiliated. It's a shadow in us. We don't know that we actually seek it out. Um, and the reason why we don't know this is because who openly wants to be humiliated? Who openly wants to be laughed at and told that they're crazy or diminished, cussed out, or no one's gonna tell you that. But a lot of us secretly, not secretly, we do it overtly, but it's like a shadow. We will never admit that we do this. We would never ever look at ourselves and say to ourselves that, yeah, actually I do like being humiliated. A lot of us like being humiliated. And the term humiliation ritual is the reason why it's a ritual. It's because it's been happening to you since you were young and you're used to it. You're used to something that's familiar. You're used to it because, yeah, like, because maybe since you're young you've been laughed at, sniggered about, like, ridiculed, because maybe you thought differently, or you were seen as somebody who's weird, or maybe it was just the community that you were raised in. And even as an adult, you could be sitting with your family or your friends and having a chat, and whenever you say something they all start laughing, underneath, or looking at each other, making signals, thinking that you don't see that. And all of those are humiliation rituals that you may have experienced over your lifetime, and a part of you has become so accustomed to that, and you seek it out. And this is why you stay in relationships where you allow a man to cuss you out or deny you, even in an intimate setting where you're having sex with him, the thing that you want. Let's say, like in the other video, like I said, if you ask a man to give you oral sex and he says no, like I'm not gonna, like, say it in a way that I'm not gonna do this and there's nothing you can do about it, blah blah blah, and you just sit there, you diminished and like, okay then. But he wants you to give it to him. It's because you're used to being humiliated and you like it. A part of you likes it. You like being diminished in a way. And we have to be aware of this because a lot of us have this shadow. A lot of us have this shadow. If you're staying in a relationship where you're constantly being diminished in one way or the other, not just through sex, even being verbally abused or disrespected, in so many ways, and you stay, it's because a part of you likes it. A woman who doesn't have that shadow is not going to put up with that. She's going to walk. She's going to exit. But like I said in the other videos, we have to start questioning why we are the way we are. And a lot of us have very, very active shadows that we will never admit, like this one. We love to be humiliated. We love to be talked down to. We love to be made fun of or embarrassed. And we create situations where that's going to continue happening. And we are unaware of this. So if you are aware of this shadow in you, then create a scenario, control it. Create a scenario where you will have a sexual kind of thing where you let your man do that to you, but you are aware of it. It's not like something that it keeps happening to you, but at least you have control over it because you know that you need it somehow or you want it somehow. But just letting it run rampant in you because you're unaware of it, and people can see it. People around you can see that your partner is humiliating you. You go out with him in front of other people. He tells you can't eat that, or why are you talking so much? Things like that. Like the other time I was watching a video of a guy on a radio show with his wife, and he was so rude and mean to her, disrespectful, and she started crying. She started crying, and she went, and it was so, like, I felt so bad for her, but she's the one that's there. But the point I'm making is, be aware of your shadows. Be aware of the things you would never admit to yourself that you have them or that you like them. but you actually do. This is also a part, this is also something that happens in the fetish world. The fetish world is part of the underground world. It's part of the unconscious, it's kind of the leading edge world where things have not come into mainstream. It's very active. It's a very active part of our shadows. Things that we are ashamed about ourselves. Things that we suppress in ourselves. Things that we don't even want to acknowledge in ourselves. And humiliation is part of that. Because why put yourself through that? Why are you in a relationship? Apart from the fact that, yeah, okay, you say he takes care of you, blah blah blah, and all that. Okay, but be clear about that then. Be clear that and say to yourself, okay, this is what he does for me, so I'm gonna stay in this relationship because of this. But the humiliation, that's another thing.